Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is long overdue. I was supposed to post this video up last week. That's when I was aiming to get it up, but I had some technical difficulties. My sound was off. I had a weird beeping noise throughout it. My lighting was really yellow and it looked really weird and off, and I just could not post it with the way that it was and be proud of that quality. So I am doing the entire video over. I recorded the entire thing and then I just completely scrapped it. So I'm starting fresh. So I do already know how I feel about this palette. It is the ColourPop Make Up Your Mind. And the reason I was trying to get it up so quickly is because this is a new launch. It's going to be out in July. I believe it's July 1st this launches. And right now you can grab it with a promo code You Voted. I'll put it up on the screen and you'll be able to get this little guy for free with a $20 purchase. That's how I grabbed it. I picked it up when I bought all my foundation and the powders for ColourPop. So if you haven't yet pulled the trigger on that, maybe you'll want to do so if you get a free little mini palette. So let's jump into this. So here is the ColourPop Make Up Your Mind palette. It will retail for $12 once it's launched. You get 6 shades in here and they are all a shimmer or kind of like metallic. I did also check right before sitting down to film this. The promo code is still live. I'm pretty sure they're going to keep it live until July 1st, and then you're going to have to pay the $12. So I'm going to work my hardest to get this video up for you guys so you can snag it for free. I'm going to do some swatches of all 6 of these, starting first with Over It, which is a really beautiful peach, toasted, super gorgeous silver. Inside Out, this is a red to a blue shift. You all know the ones, the duochromes. Lock and Key, which is a dark kind of green. Forever Young, a gorgeous gold. And lastly, BRB, which is a purple. So those are all 6 shades that come inside of it, and this palette is special because these were voted on by ColourPop customers, ColourPop lovers. I personally missed out on the voting. I didn't even know it was happening, but a lot of people voted and this is what they wanted. And if you look really close here on the pattern that's around these eyeshadows, you can see little finger like clicks. I'm guessing they're kind of like, you voted, which is a cute little touch. Now, since I already did this, I'm going to stay away from the shades in which I used kind of in my initial failed video. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is something a little bit more dramatic. In the first look I attempted of the video, I scrapped. It was very safe. I used the peach. But today I'm thinking I'm definitely going to dip into this green, this gold, and the silver. I just really want to make this video a little bit more fun, a little bit more tutorial style. It's not often that I do a lot of tutorials on my channel. It tends to be kind of a mix, which actually reminds me, if you guys want to see more tutorials like on my channel, let me know in the comment section down below. And I'm also revamping my Instagram, so it's going to have a lot of those mini tutorials on there. So if you want to see any of those, I will leave my handle up on the screen once more so you can check that out. But let's go ahead and jump into making something fun on the eyes. I have something already in mind, so what I'm going to do is use my You Had Me at Hello palette. This was the one in which I tore into to do that whole Kathleen Light secret collab video thing. I'll leave a little eye if you want to watch that. But since I was tearing around with the original sticker, I don't actually know the names of these, so whenever I get to it, I'm just going to point to it and be like, this is what I'm using. I apologize, but it's the way it is. But this is the palette I'm going to use in conjunction with this one because I just can't use all shimmers on my eyes. It just doesn't work. You can't get a full look, at least for me. I'm going to start with this shade right here. And we're gonna just apply this into the crease as our transition shade. I am definitely gonna build up the color to something a little bit darker, but I just want to have something soft to start. And the next shade I want to dip into is this one right here. This is the Morphe Y19, and I'm going to be placing this slightly below where I put that transition shade, dragging it all the way across and in the outer corner as well. And I didn't mention that the first shade I used, the Wet n Wild crease brush. That brush is my favorite for the transition. And also not forgetting to take it on the lower lash line. I'm bringing it in about 2/3 of the way. I took the original transition all the way across. This one just 2/3. Next up, I'm going to be taking this dark brown here at the bottom on my Makeup Geek defined crease brush, and I'm going to do just that. I'm going to define this outer crease. I'm just patting this color in, and I'm probably going to use another brush to blend out the edges. So I patted in everything, and I'm just taking it and kind of running it along in the crease here, trying not to work it up too high, just because I did get a lot on the brush. Next brush I'm taking is my Makeup Geek Outer V brush. I'm going to run it along these edges. I'm getting quite a heavy bit of fallout from this darkest shade, so I'm just kind of coating underneath a little bit where I think it's going to fall. With my ColourPop translucent powder, I just did a thick layer so I can just dust it off with my thick powder brush later. And now continuing. What I'm going to do is dip into that second shade we used, the warm kind of brown, and run it along the edges. And switching over to my Makeup Geek pointed crease brush. Okay, so to me, this right here is perfect. This is the look that I'm going for. You guys will see it all come together. But I'm gonna go in now with the shade Lock and Key. This is my MAC 248 brush. It's my favorite. I'm gonna give it a little spritz. And what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna place it all over the lid. I'm gonna just place it kind of like right in the middle here, where the brown meets the rest of the lid that I didn't place any shadow. I'm just gonna start applying this there, just kind of bringing it down and up, rounding out the top here. And it's a good thing I put down that layer of powder because this shade has a lot of fallout. Leaving that right there, now I'm gonna be taking the shade right here, Forever Young. On my Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow brush, same thing, it's a little spritz. And I'm just going to be taking it from the inner corner all the way to meet up with that green. Just bringing it underneath and going back with my 248 because I did forget to put a little bit of the green on the lower lash line. Keeping it very tight and close. I also don't want any harsh lines, so I'm just taking my Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow brush and I'm just trying to work these two together. And that right there is perfect. And what I want to do with this green is just kind of make it come down and meet the outer corner of my eye. I want to leave this like brown part here alone, but just kind of like connecting it with like a little downwards motion like this. And then connecting it underneath the eye. Then the last step, I'm going to be taking the shade Toasted on my pencil brush, popping that in the inner corner, and there we have it. I think this is a really fun look. I do need to finish it off though. I'm going to go in with some liner. I'm going to go in with my tattoo liner in Trooper Black. I'm also going to go in with some mascara. This is Double Decker Lashes from Butter London. And pop on my velour silk lashes in Mama Knows Best. I'm going to do all that off camera and then I will be right back and we will finish talking about this palette. So here we have it, the final look with everything on. I went ahead and zoomed you guys back out so that way we could finish talking about this little palette here. So this little guy, I absolutely love. I think the pigment, the blendability, the color payoff is absolutely stunning. Everything about this palette just really works, and since I've done 2 looks now, 2 completely, totally different looks, and I've been able to test out almost all of the shades. The only ones I haven't tested out is this shade, the duochrome, and the purple, but I mean, they're all stunning. They work so well on the eyes. I honestly have no issues with that. I do have some minor things to mention. So this palette is going to be retailing for $12 when it's released July 1st, I believe. You get 6 shades in here, and normally their 12 eyeshadow palettes, they retail for $16. So I was kind of thinking like half the palette, it should have been kind of around $8. I mean, that might just be me, but I was thinking it was going to be a little bit less just because of the size of this. And of course, since it's so small, it was voted upon. I mean, tons of people are going to really want this and need it in their collection. For me, I have to say, I feel like I had a lot of these shadows already, and if it weren't for the promo code in which I happened to find before I placed my order, I would probably not pick this palette up just because I could probably make it work with a lot of the eyeshadows I already own. I do think it is really stunning, and if you really want to grab it, go for it. I think you'll love this little mini palette. I would really recommend using the promo code before this whole palette is released. Get it for free, pick up a couple other items, spend 20 bucks and get this free little palette. I mean, honestly, those are the only downsides to it, and I mean, that's getting really kind of nitpicky. If you're just talking about the quality of the eyeshadows and everything like that, 100% love it, go for it, grab it. But that was my little review on this palette. Get it, little tiny palette. Terrible jokes. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you want to see more mini tutorials. Also, don't forget to hit that like button if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little bell button so you will be notified every time I post. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys!